Dumb sparrow, sparrow, that world while I breathe. I hope dumb sparrow, sparrow, that world.
How about a nice cup of tea leaf fortune-telling? Tasseography, more commonly known as reading tea leaves or tea leaf fortune-telling, is an age-old form of divination which has originated from China, way back in the 12th century AD, when many healers used tea as an antidote to certain physical ailments. These said healers held the esoteric, mystical realms in much reverence, and so many of them were also psychic practitioners, and they believed that the signs, symbols, and images that the tea leaves made in the cup or small drinking bowl that the patient drank from was a sign of things to come in that person's future. During the next few centuries, China began to trade its tea with many other countries, including Tibet, Syria, and Portugal, and because tea captivated the taste buds of all who drank it, in the 17th and 18th centuries, American, British, and French companies bought tea in bulk from China and sold it back in their respective countries. In the 19th century, special fast and nautically dynamic streamlined ships called clippers were commissioned to be designed and built for these Western tea trading companies. These vessels set sail to the port of Fuzhou in China and purchased large amounts of tea for avid and perhaps even unwittingly addicted consumers in their home countries. In the 19th century, tea particularly tickled the taste buds of the British, and even today we Brits are known for our love of a nice cup of tea with a nice cream jam scone. Yummy. Anyway, in order to get the tea transported from China back to Britain as quickly as possible, a ship race was cunningly devised, and so these tea-laden vessels, with their captains at the helm and their crews to the ready, would sail around the Cape of Good Hope en route back to various ports, including Birmingham, Liverpool, and London. The winning captains and their crews were given generous cash prizes, and the tea was hastily unloaded and taken to the nearest auction houses, where it was sold to smaller businesses and other buyers, so that the people in Britain who could actually afford to purchase this much enjoyed beverage would have a constant supply of it. So, tea travelled the high seas of the world, and so too did the art of fortune-telling by tea leaves, and it has still left its residue today, albeit this way of divining, which gypsies and other travellers made popular throughout Ireland and Europe in the 18th and 19th centuries, is not as common now as, for instance, angel, oracle, and tarot card reading, nor is tea leaf reading a saturated market online or offline, which actually makes it a great idea to add tea leaf fortune-telling to your lightworker services. All you need is a teapot, a cup that is tapered, that is to say, the bottom or base of the cup must be narrower than the top of the cup, and an accompanying saucer, and of course some loose organic tea. Alternatively, but second best to loose tea leaves, you can use tea from a tea bag. Black Chinese, Earl Grey, and Jasmine are three of the best teas to use for tea leaf readings, as they tend to form clear images and patterns. Put 1 or 2 teaspoons of loose tea in the teapot, or carefully cut the top of the bag and empty the tea leaves out into the teapot. It's important to remember to not use a tea strainer or sieve. The tea leaves need to be in the teapot, and then pour some hot but not boiling water into the teapot and allow the teapot to stand for a good 5 minutes. From the moment you start to prepare for the tea leaf reading, it's important to think of your question or your client's question. So, even when you place the loose tea in the teapot and pour the hot water in, you should be thinking about the question. Keep thinking about the question while the teapot and tea therein is sitting on the table. When it's time for the tea to be poured into the cup, carefully hold the lid of the teapot while pouring the tea and ask the question out loud. Now the delicious hot tea is in the cup. Spend at least a minute thinking about the question, or, of course, you can continue to say the question out loud. Now it's time to drink the tea. Drink it slowly, relax and savour its taste, while concentrating on the question. When most of the liquid has been drunk, swish the small amount of tea around the cup. Again, repeat the question and then put the saucer on top of the cup and place the palm of your hand tightly on top of the saucer while your other hand is facing upwards, holding the bottom of the cup, and tip both the saucer and cup underneath it upside down. Place them this way back on the table and then turn the cup around 3 times and gently and respectfully ask the question as you do this. Then leave the cup and saucer as it is for 1 minute. Now, while repeating your question again, quickly lift the teacup up and turn it upright and put it back on its saucer the right way up. What do you see now that the tea leaves are spread around the inside of the cup? It may take a while for you to discern any images, signs or symbols, but be patient and keep looking. Turn the cup slowly while at the same time scanning the tea leaves with your eyes. Many common signs, symbols and images that appear in tea leaf readings, to name but a few, include arrows, axes, bells, birds, boats, brooms, cats, coins, flowers, hearts, horseshoes, keys, ladders, rings, skulls, stars, towers, trees, wishing wells, wheels, and of course it's quite usual for the images of a man, woman and child to feature too. There are literally hundreds of different images that are commonly associated with tea leaf readings. Directly underneath the cup handle represents the present, the here and now. The leaves around the rim represent the future. The leaves under the rim and around the top part of the cup represent the near past. The leaves around the middle of the cup represent the medium past, and the leaves towards the bottom and at the inner base of the cup represent the distant past. What makes tea leaves readings so highly accurate, powerful, and completely unique out of all the different forms of divination is that the reading partly consists of intaking the very method of divination. The tea is drunk and ingested by the diviner. The art of tea leaf reading and the skill of tea leaves fortune telling is as much in being able to discern the meanings of the images that the tea leaves form inside the cup as it is in seeing the images in the first instance. For example, a wheel may mean travel or visiting someone or leaving someone, or it may even have work connotations or even denote the circle of life and that a new phase will begin soon. It's important to take into consideration other images in the reading as they tend to interact with one another and either lessen or heighten the overall meaning of a particular symbol within the reading. That's why having a professional tea leaves reading is highly recommended, as the tea leaf reader will be very experienced in this divinationary art. Plus, they will be detached from your problem, so they can give you a truly impartial and unbiased reading. So, the next time you decide you want to have a card reading, how about a change? In fact, how's about a nice hot cup of tea leaf fortune telling? Quote by Arthur Wing Pinero: "Where there's tea, there's hope." Please subscribe to this blog for more talking blog posts that you can sit down and listen to with a nice cup of tea.